Hello, everybody. Today, we're here to ask the question, can you beat Last Epoch as Bryce Shivers, known bird enthusiast? And no, this isn't just a flimsy excuse to play the new falconry class that I've been really excited about. No, this is a well thought out idea. Obviously, we start with the rogue because they get to be the falconry mastery class. For the first part of the game, I just mess around with different skills to see what feels good. It's you have to wait until level whatever 15-ish, and that is both plot locked and all of that stuff. So you can't just grind in the first area having that NPC help you or anything like that. Shame, right? So anyway, for the early life, until we can unlock that, we just rush through the build. I'm playing around with different skills to see what feels good, but we don't have any birds yet. As I said previously, I mess around with all kinds of different rogue basic skills between multi-attack and the poison flask firebomb skill, and anything that they have to offer in this early part of the game to try and find something that'll just work for the leveling process. I ended up landing eventually on Cinder Arrow, which had a nice bit of AoE, and it was a nice skill that I could spam and cost 0 mana and all that good stuff that let me kind of fly through this early part of the campaign eventually. And I ended up using that skill, pretty much as an enabler to do more bird stuff for the whole. I wrote down in my notes that after we kill the Emperor's remains, we unlock falconry. That's just it's just not true. We end up unlocking falconry after beating Elder Pantheon in his void corrupted state, and that finally starts the run. Hooray! So we can actually play around with our bird skills and see all the cool fun stuff. So the falconry talent mastery kit both gives us Kevin, our bird, flying around here, as you can see. And we can give Kevin various skills between throwing poison bombs based off of our poison bomb skill, throwing some knives, and we can make him scale off of our bow skill, crit multi, so we can have a nice blend between just minion stuff and making ourselves better. Making our bow better will actually make Kevin better and make him deal more damage, which is a nice blend between the various kinds of pet classes. Like normally you just have to go all in on minions, where this is a nice kind of blend. I really enjoyed it. This is just outrageous. Where are the people to put birds on all these Eldritch Hoarders? This kind of birdless behavior isn't tolerated in Terra. Walk around as an Eldritch Hoarder without birds on you? Straight to having birds on you. Some kind of cultist? Special knife birds for you. Zombies and other undead? Birds. Necromancers? Birds. Spiders? Birds. And if you're a bird, believe it or not, you get a bird on you right away. The first skill we unlock after we unlock Kevin is a trap skill, which isn't a bird, so I just dismissed it entirely. Later on, I learned that there could be a cool bird and fire trap combo that I never used. Maybe in a different life I'll pick that up and see if that's any fun, but I didn't try it. Next up, we unlock a net, which is also not a bird and lacking in birds. However, the base Kevin bird skill is very good and puts a wonderful amount of birds on things. Next up, we put birds on boats on zombies, which goes fine and better than most builds I end up making. So, yep, moving on. We get distracted for a little bit of time, doing some side quests and going back in time to kill some kind of guy, survivor guy, to get some kind of magic MacGuffin for some lady. Yeah. Now we learn one of the unfortunate facts of fighting the undead, which we've been doing pretty much this entire time, and necromancers, is that they bring back all their minions when they die. So here we are, fighting the boat guy and some weird leech guy who looks very unfortunate in my opinion. Anyway, they get some birds. And they die. First try, easy. Now it turns out that Julia didn't betray us. She was the zombie lady. And she had met a past version of ourselves that agreed to bring a spear to her in this timeline, but that wasn't us, and so we need to go get the spear and then bring it back to her future past self so we can write the timeline, I guess. Okay, so now we are in the past, getting the spear, and oh no, it turns out that we need to get the spear enchanted by all these gods. And to get it enchanted, normally you have to fight them, because you have to. So here we are, collecting the spear and then bringing it back to get it enchanted. And for this side quest, we have to put birds on birds. Every day we stray farther from Atera's light. Now, after that wonderful boat ride, we get to put birds on various mermaids, crabs, other undersea monstrosities, which is wonderful. They all needed to have birds on them. They just didn't know it. And here we are, putting birds on orbs, birds on whatever that is. Yeah, a lot of birds. A lot of birds putting on things, and it's all great. Now we're on to the boss under the sea boss guy, Lagan, and this boss is normally the check to see if the build I've crafted is stupid or not, and it wasn't. First try, easy. Check the footage, make sure that's true, and okay, we're good, great, yeah, first try, easy, like I said. And now we need to get one more blessing from the Goddess of Opulence? Seems like a weird god to have blessed spear that you need to kill an undead emperor. Maybe he hates opulence. Maybe that does make sense. Anyway, yeah, we're in the desert now, and they got all Diablo 3 with all the bugs. There's a horrible bug problem here. It's terrible. But we put birds on them. A lot of birds, a lot of bugs, a lot of birds on bugs, which I'm not into, I guess, but we do it anyway, because it has to be done. Oh god, what madness is this? We've stolen a bird from bird, and we're putting birds on a bird. Oh god. No. This isn't good. Oh god, we've been struck down by a vengeful god for our hubris. Oh god. One bird on a bird is fine, but birds on a bird, strictly madness. Oh lord. Now we're just a few birds on snakes away from getting our final opulent blessing. And right now I'm way into the birds, right? I've got 2 base bird skills. And one skill that my bird uses, Kevin, he throws the acid blast bombs at people with a cooldown, along with his knives. And then I've got a cool dive bomb, explodey firebird ball thing that is wonderful, along with the basic Kevin activated ability. And then my Cinder Arrow, which I stuck with to beat the whole game, every time I shoot it, it lowers the cooldown for my bird dive bomb ability, which is great. All came together really nice. This is probably the best build that I just kind of fumbled my way through. I didn't look at any guides, so I'm pretty proud of this one. This boss is another check on is your build stupid or not, and if you're bad at the game or if your defenses are bad or whatever. The first phase is kind of it's easy. Normally I can get through it, but the second phase, the boss switches from a kind of caster mage archetype to a hyper-aggressive, melee-focused, get up in your tube kind of boss, and it can be a struggle with some builds to get through that. But the birds, and they do great, and we get through it. And now the end boss, kind of bad person that randomly showed up right now, runs away after screwing with our time travel powers and runs off into the monoliths, which is kind of the, I don't know, maps or, greater rifts, depending on what game you're familiar with, end game system for Last Epoch. And so they have voices in my head said to go into the monoliths, and so I did. And now it's time for a montage of going through all the monoliths and crush down, I think, as much footage just in the monoliths as the rest of the game, to kind of clear out all the different monoliths, because there's like several different timelines and you have to get through them and blah 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 blah.
Empires, gods, or in the end, aberrations. There is no escape from the void. There is no escape from me.
And with that, yes, you can in fact beat Last Epoch with, as Bryce, Shivers, putting birds on things for the entire run, have a grand old time, and even get 2 empowered monoliths with a build you fumbled around with, and normally that doesn't happen. Anyway, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love it, and I hope you have a great day. I also included a link to a Last Epoch build showcase tool, build planner, that includes all the gear and all the various whatnots I picked throughout the run and where I left the character off, if you're curious, down in the description.